the Heart Sutra. Entering into the mystery of these teachings, the voice of the mother of all Buddhas, neither feminine nor masculine, both feminine and masculine, we first call upon Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva of compassion, and we end with the mantra, weaving thousands of ancestral voices with our own, listening or chanting with concentration, bringing forth the precious opportunity for the alchemy of suffering. I come to serve and I receive so much more. As I prepared for this, sharing with you about this chapter, I had the opportunity to listen and to view. I went back to the original time that we had when Cynthia and Wendy introduced us to these teachings. And I really loved watching that again, and I encourage you to go back and look at that. It's on YouTube, and I may or may not be able to drop that into the chat, but if you go to YouTube and search Earth Treasure Vase, it should come up a whole bunch of things, and it will be easy for you to find the Monday Mindfulness talks. So I've just been engaging deeply with these teachings and wrote a few notes and painted a little picture that I'll share with you. And Ray, do I have until 8 o'clock? Is that what our timing is? I don't know. Do you?
I don't know either.
Okay,
In terms of the overall time, I only know the time within the process.
Okay. Well, I'll shoot for that. That's a little bit over 15 minutes, but I may go less, but I won't go more. So I've been thinking within the context of this Anthropocene time that we're in, and how the mantra is, for me, the practice of chanting mantra, any mantra that resides deeply in my heart, feels palliative. And I have this beautiful quote from James Bridle. He says, when we speak, we take in the atmosphere and expel it again. We ingest the world and make it resonate. By speaking, we partake in the world, and the world partakes of us. This is true also of other forms of speech. The cry of birds, the scratching of crickets, the wind in the trees, the rumble of stone. Speaking presumes hearing. By speaking, we acknowledge the personhood of the listener. I feel that this is true as well of chanting and singing. Mantra has been a process of deep alchemy for me personally. And this particular mantra that I'm addressing tonight is not the one that resides deeply in my heart. However, it is one that holds me in a place that I consider heart-centered. And I made a little picture, and you may or may not be able to see all of it, but I'll explain it to you. There's the nectar of the Dharma coming in here. And I started out with a triangle, but then it turned into a heart. And I wrote the word mantra down at the bottom, and I wrote story and ancestors. And it feels like there's this connection of story and ancestors coming together with my breath, my heart, and my voice that is very healing. And that's a little snail because I like the teaching of that healing takes place at the slow to medium pace of Mother Earth. Pat, I think I learned that from Angeles Arian. Yeah. And so I encourage you, if this is not the mantra that really deeply moves you, there are so many mantras. And you can learn a mantra from a bird. It doesn't have to have human words. You can learn a mantra from a waterfall. Let nature be your guide, from the wind in the grasses. So as I was listening to Wendy speak, I was really moved by a part of the full body of the Heart Sutra that she shared, and I wanted to read this to you again. Homage to the perfection of wisdom, the lovely, the holy, the perfection of wisdom gives light unstained. The entire world cannot stain her. She is a source of light, and from everyone in the triple world, she removes darkness. Most excellent are her works. She brings light so that all fear and distress may be forsaken, and disperses the gloom and darkness of delusion. She herself is an organ of vision. She has a clear knowledge of the own being of all dharmas. From them ever the perfection of wisdom of Buddhas and the ancestors sets in motion the wheel of Dharma. I love that these are ancient teachings, that when we breathe in and we sing or chant this mantra, we are entering into a web of thousands and thousands of voices, that we are entering into that stream of ancestral wisdom. And turning to the reading from chapter 18 in The Other Shore by Thich Nhat Hanh. Therefore, Shariputra, it should be known that the insight that brings us to the other shore is a great mantra, the most illuminating mantra, the highest mantra, a mantra beyond compare, the true wisdom that has the power to put an end to all kinds of suffering. Therefore, let us proclaim a mantra to praise the insight that brings us to the other shore. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. A mantra is something that you utter when your body, your mind, and your breath are at one in deep concentration. When you dwell in that deep concentration, you look into things and see them as clearly as you see an orange that you hold in the palm of your hand, looking deeply into the five skandhas, which are form, feeling, perceptions, consciousness, and mental formations. Avalokiteshvara saw the nature of interbeing and overcame all pain. I want to just say right here that this is a devotional teaching and a teaching about concentration. And it's so much more than a tool for calming the mind. There is a magic that can be accessed through chanting the mantra. If you penetrate the nature of interbeing with all your body, mind, and heart, you will realize a state that is quite concentrated. If you say the mantra then with all your being, the mantra will have power and you will be able to have real communication, real communion with Avalokiteshvara, who is the Bodhisattva of compassion. And you will be able to transform yourself in the direction of enlightenment. This text is not just for chanting mechanically or to be put on an altar for worship. It is given to us as a tool to help us work for our liberation, for the liberation of all beings. It is like an agricultural implement given to us that we may farm. This is the gift Avalokiteshvara offers us to help us cultivate the garden of our mind. The meaning of the mantra is gone, gone, gone all the way over. Everyone gone to the other shore. Enlightenment, svaha. Svaha is a form of hallelujah or yeehaw. If when we chant, we do not look deeply, it will not have much effect. Take care not to chant like a robot or just to make a beautiful sound. Bring concentration into the chanting and the listening. This is a precious opportunity. We listen or chant in the spirit of Zen, trusting in our own ability to be awakened and realize for ourselves the insight that will free us from the bonds that presently bind us. The Heart Sutra is about the highest understanding. We can go beyond fear and suffering. The practice of prajnaparamita is one of the highest forms of spiritual practice. It is a highly condensed version of the deepest teachings of Buddhism. We chant the sutra with our body and mind united in mindfulness and all our concentration. It is a true spiritual practice, a mantra of insight and liberation. As I was contemplating what I would share with you, the paramitas came into my awareness as deeply connected to this mantra. In one of Thay's books about the heart of the Buddha's teaching, there's a chapter on the 6 paramitas, and I had made a note, as I love to do, write in pencil all over my books. At the very top of this, it says, make an effort, swim to the other shore. So when I think about liberation and insight, I think about when Thay would stand at an easel and draw this beautiful 6-petaled flower and speak about the 6 paramitas. And so I'd like to share with you what they are, because they are ways of getting to the other shore. It's like, okay, now there's so much here, but he always encouraged us that if you only do one thing, it includes all of it. So I just wanted to share with you briefly the 6 paramitas. The first one is dana, which is an expression of love. It's giving. And the next one, the mindfulness trainings, which are a protection for us. And inclusiveness. This is where we practice the 4 immeasurables. Diligence, understanding. Understanding is the mother of all Buddhas. And meditation, where we look deeply and where we develop and practice concentration. So it's with great joy that I've had the opportunity to study and practice these teachings with you. And next week, no, the next time we meet, I think it's the 19th of December, please bring an orange or a tangerine, and we'll have a tangerine party, a celebration. And Elizabeth Christine will be present, and Cynthia will be present as well. So I would like to end with the mantra that is so important to me, that was given to us by Cynthia. Om Gaya Mandala Siddhi Pala Brahma. 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 Thank you for your kind attention.